I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Lovey.
Salty and Chip. Damn, the lamp is still here.
Lampy.
Yeah.
We're
I'll sit right here.
Yeah.
We are not a 2-bit operation, please.
This is real
The
shit.
only thing we are is put out 2 videos a day, motherfuckers.
At minimum.
Yeah.
All the new people to the channel, they're like, shit, I just got done listening to one of your things and now you got another one. You guys are obsessive with this content.
You're assaulting us with content.
That's what we're about.
Yeah. Feels like that from my end too, guys.
What, being assaulted?
An assault upon my person.
Be patient.
Twice a day.
Halas. Be patient. Summer. Soon.
I need a vacation. All right.
Kind of ironic. Okay, so Motorhead Ace of Spades. This was a fireside.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Somebody mentioned it.
Sneaking in.
Somebody mentioned it on Fireside, and then I said hit 22 if you're, whatever. And sure enough, a bunch of people hit 22.
You always say 22 on stuff. Is that like your favorite?
Yeah. So people 22'd it, so I said, all right, well, okay. See, these are the things, like, if you catch a fireside, there's different ways to get your
requests snuck to the top of the list.
It's true. We've got literally hundreds of requests, and then
that's a soft spot for him, not for me. I'm like, we're trying to chat with you guys. Stop asking for things.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, they want it. Give it to the people.
Yeah, you don't care about the people.
I do. That's why I want to talk about something other than song requests.
It's true. Though, when we go to a fireside to hang out with y'all, and then there's like a deluge of requests. Of course, what we've just done doesn't really.
You just encourage people to do that more.
Well, I'm trying to encourage people to come to the fireside.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because I want to talk to people.
Well,
and I want to see how people are.
There was times where it was just request. I'm like, come on, guys, I want to get to know you.
Right. I know. Oh, by the way, shout out to Metal Confidential for publishing an article about us. Yeah. That's pretty badass.
I haven't had a chance to look at it.
You're a star.
Yes.
Yeah! All right. Now to the real star, Motorhead Ace of Spades. So let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. Let me get my left one.
I'm not ready at all either. Hopefully a battery on the computer.
Are you ready?
We're at 16%.
Are you ready?
Babe, no, I'm not.
Are you ready?
I'm going to be, though.
Are you ready? Go!
No. Go.
Go! Thank you for listening to me.
That's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever. And don't forget the Joker.
His voice is very, very, very unique. What are your thoughts?
This is the weirdest one because I don't know if I hate this one as much as Peace Sells or if I actually think it's pretty decent. And I literally can't tell how I feel about it.
You can't tell whether you hate the song or if it's decent?
Yeah, I can't tell.
Okay, let's start backwards. What would there be to hate about the song?
I felt like I was being pushed on those friggin' conveyor belts. Remember I've talked about that when you go to the airport and there's like those things you can walk on, it makes you walk faster, but you kind of feel like you're going too fast. Like I felt like I was like being pushed along.
I think that's the intention of the song, Your Grace.
Probably, but
the Ace of Spades.
Okay. Yes, kids.
Anxiety.
That's what it is, and everybody's jumping around and.
Yeah, you don't really get a lot of time to collect your thoughts. It's a 2-minute, 47-second song.
No, it's like 10 minutes ago when we were in the bed. I was helping one of the kids at school. And then 2 other kids came in and they all wanted to climb onto the bed and I had just gotten a bowl of cereal. I was like, no, everybody just wait. Like all of a sudden I just get overwhelmed. Like somebody's gonna dump my milk.
They used to play dice in the Old Testament. Proverbs 16, the lot is cast into the lap and the Lord determines the outcome.
Yep. So what about it?
Well, it's just, I'm born to lose and gambling is for fools.
I can't do this. This is too big. Yeah. So what about it?
Are you sure you're going to put that there just because it's in the back? I think it gives our thing character. Remember that time we were doing with Mark Shea? Remember we were doing that thing with Mark? He heard all the bathroom shit and all that shit going on from the upstairs.
Oh,
and he was like, let's give some character. Well, it's interesting. Gambling is an interesting concept. Because from a biblical perspective, there's no real, you can't gamble.
Yeah.
There's no passage that says you can't gamble in the Bible.
Yeah, the verse that they always used to use was something about gaining money quickly.
Yeah, it says those who desire to be rich basically pierce themselves with many griefs or something like that.
Yeah.
And especially if you try to be rich. The Proverbs basically tells you if you're trying to get rich quick, it's generally going to end bad.
Well, and he said that even here.
And if you try to get rich, you pierce yourself with many griefs. I mean, from Proverbs' perspective, the way to accumulate wealth is just to work hard, be consistent, and save your money.
Yeah.
But, there's that. It's a very tempting thing because you always hear about you always think to yourself of the one guy who...
Oh, yeah, they won the jackpot.
He won the jackpot. Yeah. And then...
I knew a church that wouldn't take any tithe money if somebody won.
Gambled with it?
Yeah, if it was any game. They called it blood money.
Well...
Blood money, so they wouldn't take it.
Gambling has had a destructive effect on a lot of people. I mean, you're talking about people who...
Yeah, when you say, well, there's a portion of it that's going to good now.
Yeah. I don't know if I would call it blood money. I don't really know what I'd do.
What do you mean you don't know what
situation.
You do? I'd say, of course.
Well, okay, so if you lived in Las Vegas, would you?
What, if somebody won and then they wanted to donate the money to the church?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Don't you think that would be encouraging gambling for regular Joes who are not going to win? And
I'll tell you what I would have trouble with is money that was made off exploiting women or children's bodies. That's different.
Well, don't you think there's a comorbidity between gambling and exploitation?
There's a comorbidity between lots of things.
No,
but somebody can just gamble without it being an exploitation of a woman's body. I know people who have won the lottery.
Do you think that it's millions of dollars?
Yeah. Well, not millions.
You know them?
Yes.
They've won millions.
Not millions, a million.
What are they doing now? Are they still working?
They blew it all.
Of course. Yeah, I don't know. If I was in... Don't you think there's a reason that it just so happens that prostitution is legal in Las Vegas? You don't think there's any comorbidity between...
I said that there's comorbidity.
Well, you said there's comorbidity between lots of things, as if everything is interconnected.
Could be... What if somebody owns an alcohol company? Would you take tithe off them?
Yeah.
Do you think there's a comorbidity between alcohol and terrible sexual things?
No. Not to the degree that I think when you look at gambling...
You say no, all the strippers I ever knew always had to tip back before they went in there.
How many strippers do you know?
Well, I talked to.
And are you saying?
What?
That's kind of spooky, don't you think?
What?
Are you?
When it went dark.
Are you saying that if they didn't have the alcohol, they wouldn't have been strippers?
That's true. No, they probably just still done it.
No, what I'm saying
Made
is,
it easier.
what I'm saying is, it seems to me that in Las Vegas, that because there's such a culture of gambling, it opens people up to being exploited that way. The guy blows a life saving and can't make a mortgage payment, so then he tells his wife, "Look, we're in a jam here." Or the woman says, "Shit, we're in a jam here," and it's illegal.
Are you saying that somebody would say, "Oh, I guess I'm not going to go gamble because in case I win, I can't give it to the church"?
What do you mean? That wouldn't be my argument. My argument would be,
Okay, I guess I
if
don't
I was in
understand
Las,
arguments.
if I was, it's just like, we're fine with drinking alcohol. There's nothing in the Bible against it, but we wouldn't do it in the context that we were in, because I wouldn't do it in public because there's a lot of issues with drug abuse.
Right, yeah.
So because of the context we were in, I wouldn't do it, even though there's nothing explicitly against it in the Bible.
Yeah.
So in Las Vegas, where you have chronic gambling issues, and it ends up really destroying people's lives, I wouldn't want to encourage that.
How does it encourage it?
Because you're at some level validating the current the practice.
By accepting it.
Yeah.
You sound like my father right now.
If I was in,
Well, I think my father would completely agree with
I've
you.
always been consistent about that. It's the same principle with not drinking.
I wasn't
in public
saying you were
downtown.
being inconsistent. I was just saying that sounds like something that my father would hold to.
Well, I mean, if it was up here where we don't have that type of issue, then fine. But if it was in Vegas, that I would have a
What do you
real.
mean we don't have that type of issue here?
We
It's
don't.
not to the
we have a
degree?
heroin pandemic here.
Yeah.
We don't have a gambling pandemic here.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
We, people,
I think it's an interesting
people
thought.
take all the money that they want in their gambling and blow it all on heroin in a night.
People blow all their money that they get on those things all the time. Like,
What are you talking about?
a lot of times when people win the lottery, they wreck their lives over the money.
Okay, so why? So you wouldn't feel any culpability that the church would be somehow sanctioning?
No, I think I'm looking at it the opposite way.
So what if a
I'm looking at it as,
hitman came to church and said, "Hey, I got 60 grand on a hit and I want to give you guys 30. Would you take it?"
is he saying, I don't want to do this anymore? I feel terrible that I did this?
No, he's just saying, "Hey, bless God, I got $30."
No.
Why not?
No, because he got it from killing somebody.
So, it seems to me that you're saying the origin of
I guess I'm not seeing
the source. You're saying the source of the capital isn't relevant. Because you're saying they got it through gambling, but you wouldn't want any of us to be gambling addicts.
No.
Okay, so
But the thing is, babe, you can gamble responsibly. You can't kill somebody responsibly.
yeah, but do you think that that's what you can also drink and all that stuff responsibly? But if you're in a context where people obviously don't have that level of self-control, do you think that we should just be drinking in front of all these people?
No.
Okay, so it's the same principle. I just think gambling is one of those addictions that a lot of people, like, it's a regional thing. Like, if you're in Las Vegas or something like that and you're a kid who's lost their house because their father was a gambling addict, that it's a front and center, very traumatic, real addiction.
Yeah.
But
Well, could
if
you
you're not
say-
if you're not in those regional areas, then it's not as bad, I guess.
Could you say, our church has a stand against gambling because of the negative effects and blah, 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 and talk about it, and then say, if somebody had come, because if you were at a place where this happens all the time, you say, if somebody were to come with us with that money, this church will not keep that money. There's a project in Africa that we would send the money to, or somewhere, but we won't accept that money for our church because we feel that it would encourage, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like, well, if that money is like, how do you know the person's not gambling responsibly?
Yeah. I think it's an interesting question.
Because now what you did is that money that could have been used for doing some actual good, you just...
Well, it's the same thing with the hitman. You
No.
could use his money for good.
No, because the hitman there's nothing good about killing somebody.
Yeah, so then that increases the argument. It's already a terrible thing that he killed somebody, so that at least we could do is take that 30 G's and do something good with it.
I think that's illegal. I don't think that you can accept hitman money like that.
Well, let's say you could.
Because then you're part of it.
Let's say you could.
Well, you can't.
So
even the freaking pagan government understands that you shouldn't do that. If they're saying they shouldn't do that, like, how much more should we say? Yeah,
but the argument is we could have done some good with this. We could have built a well in Africa.
It didn't come from somebody getting killed, though. In some offshoot way, yeah, probably something.
So for you, it's like
the
if there are enough degrees of separation, you don't feel the culpability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like that.
Because I feel like everything has.
No. There are certain regions that have regional issues that have control over the region.
Well, we watch films that the same. No, this I don't know definitively, but like different production companies and stuff, they supply pornography and stuff like that. Like,
what are you talking about?
What do you mean? Like different things in the movies that you see, like doesn't that money go for? Why are you looking at me like that?
I have
like,
no idea what you're
this is
talking about.
completely foreign. Like
Miramax does pornography?
No, like it's been out in the Me Too movement that tons of women have been assaulted through Hollywood and through those productions and stuff. So shouldn't we then boycott them because of that, or should we keep giving them money?
That's not Hollywood. That's just the human sinful.
Yeah.
That's just human sinfulness. That happens that happens literally in every region in the world. But heroin addiction isn't in every region in the world. It's in the very specific areas in America.
Maybe I don't think gambling's as big as that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like you don't think that gambling is that big of a deal because you've never been exposed to somebody who's wrecked their life over it.
Right. No, I haven't.
So this dude right here, he's a millionaire.
I mean, I've been around
So
people
he
that I
can
think
say-
gambled, maybe too much, but
Yeah, but you've never.
but they didn't wreck their lives over it. They kept their car, they
didn't
kept
put
their homes.
mortgage and shit over.
No.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that I could see how that could set off a chain reaction, poverty, crime, all that shit. I'd have to look at the stats, but I could definitely see a dude selling his wife and all that because, he wasn't able to, maybe if we were more face to face with, and that's why, like, when these people die of heroin ODs and things like that, like, people don't have any pity for them because they're not directly in front of it.
The thing is, if there was a drug dealer and the drug dealer said, well, honestly, maybe then it comes down to this. If a drug dealer came to me and they were like, oh, like, I made, $100,000 this weekend and I want to give the church 30% of that, but he was still going to go keep dealing those drugs, I would say, no, we don't want any parts of that. Like,
what drugs is he dealing? Is he dealing, what is he doing?
Heroin.
See, I take it from the guy that's selling weed. I have no problem with that.
Because people's lives aren't getting ended.
But the casino guy, no way.
So let's say it's heroin, but if the guy comes to me and says, I've saved up like $100,000, blah blah blah, because I've been selling this heroin and I don't want to do this anymore. I see that this is wrong. I'm destroying people's lives, and I don't even want this money anymore. I wouldn't have a problem taking that money.
Does he turn himself in?
I don't. I guess.
If he turns himself in, I'd take the money. If he doesn't, he's full of shit.
Really?
He's basically trying to buy his penance that way instead of doing his time.
Oh. Well, I would have fallen for it. I would have said, all right, that's good.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. He says "dancing with the devil," and the song is kind of like, lighthearted and kind of punkish, punk rock a little bit, like with the. But he's saying some really significant shit here. Mm-hmm. Dancing with the devil. I do think that there's like a satanic element to that shit because of the draw.
Oh yeah.
Like nobody wakes up and says, I'm gonna mortgage, I'm gonna fuck up my life today.
Yeah.
But it's that deceptive kind of like, you win a little bit, and then you're drawn in, which is how temptation works in everything where you get addicted.
Right.
The alcoholic didn't get tempted, but by puking, or like there was a certain draw and ecstasy to it. Mm-hmm. And I think there's probably some big giant ecstatic high endorphin rush that you get when you win. when you're gambling.
Oh man, I bet.
And when it comes down to odds and a certain card, and like
I bet.
this one card,
Yeah.
is the difference between you and $80,000.
Yeah, I can see that.
Then you get the $80,000, and then
Please, I used to get excited with my. Remember the Coke bottles? You used to have
the Pepsi points. And then it's okay, so boom, you get the 80 G's. Great, get the fuck out of Dodge. Well, I mean, shit, if you had another card,
I know.
you could get 160. That's a house. You could walk out of here with a house. Then they make the exits all hard for you to leave, and you're like, I'll just take one more table.
They take all the there's no windows.
Yeah, it's a maze and shit. Like
there's no windows, so you don't know how long, and there's no clocks in there.
Yeah.
And they pump in oxygen. So
Dance with the devil. Yeah, you're going with the flow. It's all a game to me.
That's what I've heard. I've never been, but I heard they pump fresh oxygen.
Yeah,
and shit
double
there.
up or quit. Double stake or split. That's really hard for human nature. Like if you go like all the way back to the garden, I mean that was pretty much it, right? Like what you have is not enough.
Yeah.
And you gamble the whole thing away. They literally like gambled away the world because they lost that bet. You know?
See, I don't have good luck, so if I won the first one, I wouldn't even be tempted to double up.
That's what you think. You've never been in that situation.
I don't have good luck.
I know that you don't have good luck.
Some people, I've seen some people, they just win all the time. It's just those people are tempted to double up because shit happens good for them.
Yeah, but you just don't know.
I don't win prizes.
You combine alcohol.
That's why I get so excited about Christmas in July.
It's true. We never get. You combine alcohol with.
Oh, you mean if I was drinking?
Well, yeah, with drinking and they pump an oxygen
well, I am
into
a
the
little
place.
different when I'm drinking.
And you can't find the exit. And there's a whole crowd around you, and everybody's telling you, "Go for it, go for it."
No.
You would do it.
You're wrong.
Yeah, right. You were arguing.
Yeah, right.
You were arguing for the gamblers the entire fucking time. What are you talking about? You know I'm born to lose, and gambling's for fools. But that's the way I like it.
I never even bought a scratch ticket because I know I lose all the time.
That's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever.
Oh, I thought you were calling me baby.
No, I'm not calling you baby.
How would you do that, right?
Yeah, you're promoting gambling.
Okay.
But I think it's evil as hell. I think it's like one of the most evil things, like the whole casino and gambling industry.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's really fucked up. I think like, I bet you.
What the hell is wrong with me? Because I don't see it as bad as you do.
I bet you anything if we parachuted into Vegas.
Yeah.
And went into the raw dirt under your nails.
You think that changed my mind then?
Oh, immediately.
They need to make these mints like.
I think if like we went to like the raw, like this is the shit that you're not seeing in the travel brochure, Las Vegas. I think it would be completely different. You would look at it completely differently. Because I can imagine a whole host of like, if you're from Vegas and you've experienced some fucked up shit due to gambling, let me know.
Yeah.
If you think that gambling is awesome and you've experienced great things because of gambling, but you got to be from Vegas or a casino or Atlantic City or something. I don't want to hear about you if you're from Nebraska and there's some back thing we
have one in Maine. It's like in Oxford.
Yeah, stop it. Yeah. Immediately, Oxford. Forget it. It's not a real casino. There's no way in the world you can turn Oxford into something like cool, like as a casino.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, they got one little green little felt pool table thingy and they think they're bad motherfuckers. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm born to lose and gambling's a fool. It's like gambling is like one of the ways that you test the Lord your God, right? Because it says the lot's cast into the lap and the Lord determines the outcome. So you're basically saying, God, you're gonna give me this outcome.
I'm forcing you to do something.
Yeah, or
take it all or give it to me.
Fuck up my life. So you better give me this. Yeah. So I guess from that perspective, you could say it's. I just, and again, I think like when you think about things like the stock market, I think the stock market is a lot different than just pure blind odds. Which of course. There are people who like figure out how to manipulate a blackjack table, And like, you know what's interesting is the guys that know how to crack the system, the card readers or card counters or whatever, those guys get kicked out of the casino. So the people that know how to win consistently, they get marked and they get booted out of the casino. They get blacklisted and they can never return.
So do you think you could figure it out?
What the fuck does that tell you?
If you really wanted to?
Probably. I think so. I'm probably delusional though.
But you're just the same level of intelligence as everybody else, right?
I think if everybody knew what to look for, I think if everybody knew what to look for, I think they wouldn't have that much.
Yeah, you're right, Vin. We're all the same level of intellect.
I am not having this discussion.
Please, I heard Dirk on the phone with you. You were like, but Sori, she's biased, Dirk. He's like, that's true, but I'm still saying, I felt like saying, Dirk, don't let him. Okay, go ahead.
There's pleasure. The pleasure is to play. Makes no difference what you say.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it sounds kind of exciting. Like, if you're kind of a person that wins, what? If you're a person that, like, the odds are you're gonna win?
All of our what do you call that thing? Super chat. Gone.
No.
In one fell swoop with this one.
You're completely wrong. I'm a control freak, babe.
Okay.
That's not fun for me.
When we go on our tour and we end up in Las Vegas, I'm gonna have one of those, what do you call those little cameras that you... Forgot what those cameras were.
What are those?
And I'm gonna take this one to a casino and we'll see how she does. Because I guarantee you, she would do that shit.
You're wrong.
I am not wrong.
Babe, I lose at those things.
Yeah. And you know in your luck, you're gonna win once, they're gonna flood you with about 12 grand, and you're gonna be like, well, fuck. And
Stop myself right there.
You're gonna lose all that shit.
Stop myself right there.
Because they're gonna say, whoa, you came in with 12 grand, so you're pretty much ahead of the game. Take 1,000 of that and gamble it away. Ah, shit, you came one number away, and then boom.
You drew one number.
And then they're like, here, have one on the house.
If I came in with 12 grand to...
No, you didn't come in. You came in with $5. You said, I'm only going to spend $5.
And then I won 12,000?
You win 12K. And then the guy says,
oh, yeah, you could suck me into another 1,000. Yeah, oh, definitely.
Well, let's say that you would have won 30 grand on top of that, but you were one number off. Then you're 2 drinks in, and everybody's like, oh, I'll just throw another one in there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, flush all. Yeah, you'd see me
Bring
on
me another round.
Yeah, we'd be shooting another video. We'll be in rags and shit. And it won't be like with this camera because Sori will have sold our camera because...
It's a GoPro.
We'll have,
you guys will see on the GoPro. I'll be like, I'll solve a Canon camera.
We'll have Luco Piscatelli at our door, like trying to collect.
You know, they slide everything to the middle of the table.
Yeah.
So I write our Canon camera on there.
Canon camera.
MacBook Pro.
$1,000 camera.
YouTube channel, 63,000 people.
Yeah, that's this one.
I'll give it all away.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I just got sucked into the excitement of this moment.
Yeah. Sure. The pleasure is to play. Makes no difference what you say. There it is, right there. I don't care what you say. Mm-hmm. I don't share your greed. That's smart. Isn't that smart?
Wait.
He's like finding some moral way to justify his gambling. I don't share your greed.
It's not about the greed. It's just I love the game.
You've got 50 grand. Quit while you're ahead. And Sori's like, no, I don't share your greed. You greedy motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm good with losing all of it. Yeah.
But I wouldn't be, babe. Laugh all you want, but I wouldn't be. I wouldn't go waste all that money.
Gamblers are fools. That's the way I like it, baby.
I would spend the extra 1,000, and then I'd say, "Bring me shopping, babe. I want to get some nice clothes."
You would. The problem
I'm
is
stuck in all these.
The problem is they would be casing us, and they would say that guy's too fucking rational. Get him out of the way. Leave the girl to herself. Give her some alcohol and let her win 1,000 or 2.
Hey, lady.
Yeah.
They'd suck you away.
Then you'd have some big giant crowd around you.
Somebody would be watching. They'd say, "Get that guy in intellectual discussion, and he'll never see what happens."
Yeah. They'd probably.
That would be a really funny seeing you'd be over there talking to somebody about God, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, and more. Get
Like,
it,
hold
get
on.
it wrong.
I keep sweating more and more. I'll be looking back.
like, if
they'll
it-
bring Nergal in.
My
they'll
hair
bring in the-
progressively gets
yeah,
more.
Yeah, they'll bring
Yes, more.
bring a Nergal look-alike. I'm like, oh, you look very different in real life. He's like, my name is.
Dim the lights.
My name is Mergal. I'm his brother. Yeah.
I'm here to do that interview.
Yeah. With what camera? It's gone. It's on the fucking table. This
No, just use your GoPro.
This one lost all the money. Yeah. Yeah, like, you know what? I could do the GoPro. Snatch. Piscatelli snatched it from me. Yeah. Along with my knees. You break my knees.
I thought you meant because they would take your prosthetics too.
You're a terrible person.
Well, if I was that terrible, I would sell those too.
As if you went to that situation. You're probably one of the worst human beings I've met in my life.
I know. Sometimes I think it. Sometimes I
And
wake up
I
and
have met. Listen, I have met
Poor
some
Vin.
very. I've met some very bad human beings.
Sometimes I feel like you tricked me, and sometimes I feel like I tricked you. But then I'm like, no, I think that I pretty much showed you how horrible I am.
Oh yeah, nobody tricks anybody. Yeah. That's why we're never going to Vegas. When you look at our tour, when you look at the tour itinerary, like,
Yeah, how come we're
there's
always
a big giant line right around fucking Vegas?
Hey!
Yeah, you won't even see it from the plane. Get the fuck out of here. What do you rate the song?
Well, geez, for this discussion, I will give it a 10. I'm kidding. Okay, I think I'm gonna give it a 6. Because I really hated it, but I liked it. So I can't give it any higher than a 6 if I hated it at the same time.
I really like his voice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm surprised. It was kind of country-ish.
No, it was not country.
It had that.
It was not country-ish
At all. Yes,
at
it
all.
was.
No, not at all.
It had that. What was he
You are
wearing?
out of your
In your
mind.
mind, what was he wearing?
A leather jacket.
What kind? What's on his head?
Nothing's on his head. His hair?
He's wearing a cowboy hat, leather one, black.
Okay, whatever you say. That has nothing to do with.
Sorry guys,
you
he's so gross. I just don't like all that mim.
That has nothing to do with you seeing this picture.
I didn't see that picture.
Sure.
I was looking at the
All right.
lyrics.
Vin out.
I
What
was
did you
right.
give it? 6?
Okay, what did you rate it?
8.5. It's a good song.
Have you ever gambled?
Man, bag of shells. No, I don't gamble.
Have you ever gambled?
I mean, we've all gambled. You never.
See how he answers these questions? I've never gambled, babe. Have you ever gambled?
What do you mean you've never gambled, babe?
See how he's avoiding this?
Been out.
Seems well, now we know why he knows so much about it. Story out.
Gone.